the receiver. How to find the error? First one is decoding, that is error detecting. Next one is how to do the error corrections. So these are the one we were discussing. So starting with that one, we started with 6,3, that is n, k, block code we took. So here we are seeing the systematic way of generating the code word. So systematic means what? That is, first one is the message bit. Message is of length k. So it is starting with M0, M1 up to M2, that is Mk minus 1. So first we are placing the message word followed by the parity bit. So P0, P1 up to Pn minus k minus 1. Okay, so n minus k parity bit we are adding here, appending after the message. Here k message word. So this forms the code word. Okay, so the code word length is 1 cross n. So how to generate the code word? Based on the parity bits. If you know how to generate P0, P1 and Pn minus k minus 1 bit, then for each message bit compute what is P0, P1 and all, and you append it so that you will get the code word. So since you have k is equal to 3, you will be having 2 power k possible message word. Okay, you will be having 2 power k possible message word. So it means each message word will be mapped to a code word. So total how many code word you will be having? 2 power k code word, because each message word will be converted into code word. So 2 power k code word will be there. So collection of these code word is called as code. We are calling it as code. Consists of collection of this code word. So what at the transmitter does is, it chooses based on the message bit, it chooses the code word and transmit that code word. Okay. So here, to make this simple, because you have to store all the C, that is code word, all these code word at the receiver in order to find your transmitted vector. So this is, it means if your k value is very large, then this set will be having a large number of code word. So large number of code word you have to store at the receiver in the memory. So instead of that, they are bringing some structure to it. The structure is, C will be generated as message plus parity. So how to generate the parity? We have seen here parity for 6,3. We have seen parity bits are generated as M0 plus M1 for P0. P1 is equal to M1 plus M2 and P2 will be equal to M0 plus M1 plus M2. So these are the 3 equations we are using to calculate the code word for a given message word. So structure, you know the code word of the form M0 for 6,3. Okay, 6,3 I'm writing M0, M1, M2. So K is equal to 3. Your parity bit is 3, P0, P1, P2. So this is N minus K will be 3 for 6,3. So in order to generate this code word, you will be given a message word. So M0, M1, M2 will be given. Okay. So this is 1 cross N. This will be 1 cross K. Message will be multiplied with some matrix. This matrix we are calling it as a G matrix, that is generator matrix. So message word will be multiplied by the generator matrix in order to get this code word. So how to generate this one? M0. M0, if you want to get M0, this row will be multiplied with the first column of the G matrix. So first column of the G matrix, if I multiply with this one, I should get this value M0. So it means here first value should be 0, 0, 0. So when I multiply, I'll be getting m0 into 1 plus m1 into 0 plus m2 into 0 will be equal to m0. So this is the first element I'm getting. Similar way to get m1, I have to put here 0, 1, 0. Next one to get m2, 0, 0, 1. How to generate the P0? P0 is generated as M0 plus M1 added together, you will be getting P0. So here M0 is there. So here I have to give 1. So M0 into 1, M0. Next one is M1 should be there. Rest of the M2 should not be there. So when I multiply, I'll be getting this element as M0 plus M1. Next one I should get M1 and M2. Last one I have to get all 1. So if you see the generator matrix, the size of the generator matrix will be K cross N. So K and K will be getting cancelled. So resultant we will be getting 1 cross N. Okay. So generator matrix size will be G cross N. So if that is the case, you will be getting the code word. So if you see the generator matrix, since we are keeping the first 3 bit as the message bit, so you will be getting the identity matrix in the generator matrix. So this is identity matrix. How we are getting this matrix? This matrix using this formula only we are getting. So it is called as the parity matrix. M0 plus M1 plus M2. So this we are calling it as the parity matrix. So instead of saving all the code word, okay, all the code word, or you can say code, instead of storing all the code, what we can do is you can just save this G matrix at the receiver. Once G matrix is known, for any message combination at the receiver, you can generate the code. Okay. So now instead, yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, like instead of like here we are kind of not using that much memory, but you are using the processing power. So like won't it make the system slow?
No. See here just a matrix multiplication, right? Ones and zeros.
It will be use matrix like n will be.
Yes, ma. See here saving only G memory usage is reduced. Computation complexity little bit it is increased. So in order to have a efficient way of implementing, we will be going to the cyclic codes, but I won't deal here. Okay. Efficient way of reducing the complexity at the receiver.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So you will be seeing the storing this G matrix. So once G matrix is stored for any message combination at the receiver, you can compute the C. Okay. Next one, at the receiver, using the parity bits, that is you have 3 equations P0, P1, P2. So with the help of the parity bits and the message bit, we can compute whether any error has occurred or not. Okay, so for M0 plus M1 plus M2, if these 3 equations, if it is 0, then we can conclude no error. No error. That is your received bit. So you will be at the transmitter, you will be using a channel encoder. You will be message will be transmitted. Output will be the code word. So here I am taking one of the code word as the transmitted vector V. This is passed through the channel, binary symmetric channel. So based on the error, you will be getting the R. R is nothing but V plus your transmitted vector plus error vector, you will be getting the received vector. So next one, at the receiver, we will be using the channel decoder. So channel decoder, first it has to identify the error. To identify the error, it will use this equation. So your received vector will be there. Okay, from the received vector R0, R1, R2 up to Rn minus 1. Okay, So here you know first k bit will be the message bit. So based on that you choose what is M0, M1 and all. Then last k n minus k parity bit you know. So based on that you substitute here and try to find out whether you are getting all 0. So in order to bring it into a structure, so what we are doing is your received vector R, example I am taking, R is equal to V now. Okay, the received vector is equal to your code vector. So here M0, M1, M2, P0, P1, P2. Okay, this is your received vector. So I have to compute this equation. Okay, so first one I have to compute this equation, that is P0 plus M0 plus M1. If it is added, I should get 0. So M0 is there, so I am keeping 1. M1 is there, 1. M2 is not present in this equation, 0. P0 is there, 1. P1 and P2 is not there. Okay, so it is 0. So if I multiply this vector by this vector, that is first column vector, I will be getting this first equation. Okay, so first equations, the resultant should be what? You should get a 0, right? Next one, second equation. Second equation is M1, M2 is there, M0 is not there, M1 is there, M2 is there. It is no P0, P1 equation. So P1 equations followed by 0. Okay, so next equation is what? P2 equations. So M0 is there, M1 is there, M2 is there, P0 it is not there, P1 is not there, P2 is there. Okay, so if I multiply, I will be getting this vector, all 0 vector. I just implemented this equations in the matrix form. Okay, so the size of this one is 1 cross n. What about this one? It is 1 cross how many equations? 3 equations. 3 equations means how many parity bits you are using. Those many equations you will be having. So 1 cross n minus k will be there. So what should be the size of this matrix? This matrix should be of size n cross n minus k. Okay, n cross n minus k. So if this matrix we are taking it as H transpose. Okay, where H is nothing but your parity check matrix. Parity check matrix. Okay, so now I am going to write the H1. So H, if you take 1, 0, 1, next one is all 1, next is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, next is followed by the identity matrix. Okay, this will be your H matrix. So H matrix is of the size n minus k cross n. Okay, so here if you take, this is equal to the parity, identity matrix. Here this will be equal to the P transpose. Your G matrix, if you take G matrix, here I into P, that is IP. Here it is P transpose into I. You will be getting the H matrix. Okay. So first step what we have to do is to check whether error has occurred or not. With the R, multiply with the H transpose and see the vector, this vector of 1 cross n minus k, we are calling it as S vector, that is syndrome vector. It is called as syndrome vector. So first we are checking whether this syndrome vectors is all 0 or not. If S is equal to all 0, we are concluding no error in the received vector. In the received vector. If S is not equal to all 0 vector, it means some error has occurred. Error occurred in the received vector. Okay, so this is the first conclusion we are making at the receiver, that is error detection. Is it clear up to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Next one, you just see the size ma H is n cross n minus k cross n. Okay, so H has n minus k cross n. So it means it has n column vectors 0, H2 up to Hn minus 1 column vectors. This contains 1 cross n minus k. Okay, this contains 1 cross n minus k. So each one is having the so H is a column vector, H1 is the column vector, H2 column vectors. Okay, so total if you combine together you will be getting n minus k cross n. So now we have seen that d minimum, one parameter d minimum. This is nothing but the Hamming distance, minimum Hamming distance of the code. Minimum Hamming distance of the code. Code is nothing but collection of the code word. So d minimum, what is the information it is giving to us? The information it gives us, the number of ones present in the code word is, okay, except all 0, if you remove all 0, the number of ones present in the code word is d minimum or more than that. There is no code word less than d minimum. Is it true or not?
Yes, ma'am.
What about others?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Only 2 people. What about others?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear, right? Right? Because in the code C0, C1, C2 up to Cn minus 1, how we are finding the d minimum? I am finding the minimum Hamming weight of this one. That is all 0 except all 0. I am finding the Hamming weight. So W of this C1. What is W of C1? Number of 1 present in the code word C1. Then here I am finding what is W of C2. From here I am finding what is W of Cn minus 1. So among this weight, Hamming weight, which is having the minimum weight, which code word, or what is the minimum Hamming weight of this code we are trying to find out, that we are assuming it as d minimum. Okay. So among this one, so I can write it is minimum of W. So what is W? W contains the set, that is weight value of all the code vector, weight of the all the code vector. Okay, from this we are finding out what is the minimum value. That minimum value we are assuming it as d minimum. Okay, so it means any code word if you take except all 0, if you take any code word, the number of 1 present in the code word is either d minimum or more than that. Okay, so now you come to this logic. Now you see I have a code word C0, C1 up to Cn minus 1. When it is multiplied with this column vectors, please mute your mic. Hn minus 1. Okay. So here if I take, this is C0 H0 plus C1 H1 plus C2 H2 up to Cn minus 1 Hn minus 1. Okay. So this is 0. 0 vector. Okay. 0 vector. So what I took is C into, instead of H transpose, I have taken C is a scalar one, H0 is a column vector. Okay, I just multiply this one so that we will be getting a 0 vector. So since the code word is having the minimum number of ones present in the code word is d minimum or more than that, right? So the number of H column, so here we can make an assumption, that is I will take 6, 3. So Z0, H0, C1, H1 plus C2, H2, C3, H3, C4, H4 plus C5, H5 will be equal to 0 vector. Okay. So this code word, for example, d minimum we are taking, d minimum is equal to 3. Okay, d minimum equal to 3. So if I have a code word of this form 10110. Okay, so here if you take the Hamming weight is 3. So if I multiply with this one, so C0 is what? 1. So it is H0. C1 is 0. So this one will be 0. Next is C2 is 1. So it is multiplied by H2 plus H3. One more 0. Okay, plus H3. This will be equal to 0. If I take code word and this H matrix, if I multiply, I will be getting this equation. Correct,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
So here if you see the number of columns, I'm just adding 3 columns in order to get a
Ma'am, in the
0
code word,
vector.
shouldn't it be 101110?
So simply I took I didn't use that parity and all. Simply I took
Okay.
one example. C will be of this form. Okay.
Okay,
So,
ma'am.
okay, if I want to make it perfect, okay, P0 is adding these two, so it is 1, adding these two, this is 1, so it will be 0. So here I'll be getting, so D 4, okay, here the weight is, Hamming weight is 4, so I can take H0 plus H2 plus H3 plus H4 will be equal to 0. Since I have the Hamming weight of this code word is 4 column of the H matrix, if I add, I will be getting the 0 vector. Okay, so can I conclude from here, since the D minimum of the code word is 3, the minimum number of columns, if I add 3 columns, if I add any of the 3 columns, if I add, I will be getting a 0 vector. Can I conclude like this way?
Yes, ma'am.
What about others?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Right? So from
So, ma'am,
H,
can you
yes,
repeat
ma'am.
once?
Same. Here, C number of ones present here is 4. Okay. So based on that, I substitute ones and zeros. From here, I found 4 column of H matrix. If I add, I will be getting 0. Okay. If C value, if a code word is having a minimum weight, that is 3, it means 3 column, if I add, I will be getting 0. Right? So from H matrix, can I tell if I add minimum of any 3 H columns, the resultant will be the 0. From this, can I find a D minimum value from the H matrix?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So instead of finding from the code word, right, instead of finding from the code, finding each vectors, what is the Hamming weight, then from the Hamming weight, I'm choosing what is D minimum. Instead of that, from this C into H transpose equal to 0, if I take any, okay, if I at least 3 column, any 3 column vectors, if I add, I should get a 0 vector. So if you take a H matrix of 6, 3, what is the H matrix we got? 101, 101, all 1. Next one is 011, then followed by the identity matrix. Okay. So from here, what is the minimum number of column if I take and add that minimum column, the resultant should be a 0 vector I will be getting, I should get. So for example, this one I am taking, okay, this column vector. Here, this one and this column, if I add together, the resultant will be 0 vectors, that is 101. I am adding with 100 plus 001. The resultant will be all 0 vector.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. So can I take a minimum any 2 column? Is it possible to take from here any 2 column in order to add it to get 0?
No, ma'am.
Even if you take this one, you have to pick this column in order to make it 0. So it means from H matrix we can determine what is the D minimum value for this N comma K code word. Is this point is clear? So from H matrix we can determine D minimum, because D minimum tells us the error detection and error correction capability of a N comma K block code. Okay, if the N and K are very large, then it is very difficult to find the D minimum from the code. Instead of that, from the H matrix, because H matrix size is only N minus K cross N. From the H matrix, we can easily determine the D minimum value. Once D minimum is there, you can say D error deduction will be D minimum minus 1 capability, and the error correction capability will be D minimum minus 1 divided by 2. Okay, highest integer. Clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So the next step is, so from here with this equation, we are finding out whether error is there or not. If error is there, okay, if error is there, how to correct? How to correct? So what is R? R we obtained from transmitted code vector added with error vector, we are getting the received vector. So size of R is 1 cross N. This size is 1 cross N. This size is 1 cross N. Okay. So transmitted code word added with error vector, you will be getting the received vector. So from here, if I substitute in this equation, instead of R, V plus E into H transpose equal to S. Okay. So if I multiply V into H transpose plus E into H transpose will be equal to S. We already know V into H transpose is nothing but the 0 vector. Okay, this is a 0, 1. So from here I can say E into H transpose will be equal to S. Correct? We can write this one, right? Error vector into H transpose will be equal to the syndrome vector. So what is error vector? Error vector is nothing but length we know E0, E1 up to En minus 1. When this is multiplied by H transpose, I will be getting the syndrome vector S0, S1 up to Sn minus K minus 1. Right. So we will take for our example 6, 3. So for the 6, 3, we will be getting E0, E1, E2, E3, E4, E5. This will be multiplied by our H transpose matrix. What is your H transpose matrix? So first one will be the parity P0 equations we have to write. So message M0, M0, M1, M2, P0, P1, P2. Next one, second equations. So second equation M1 will be there, M2 will be there for P1. Next one, M0, M1, M2 only for P2. So if I multiply this one, I should get S0, S1, S2 because N minus K is 3. So now if I multiply these equations, E0 plus E1 plus E3 will be equal to S0. Next one, E1 plus E2 plus E4 will be equal to S1. Next one is E0 plus E1 plus E2 plus E5 will be equal to S2. Okay, so from the received vector, okay, you know R at the receiver, H transpose you know, from this I can find out S. Once S is known, for example, S vector is 0, I am taking 0, 1, 0. Or we can take for a particular example, that is, this is your code word 1, 1, 0, for 6, 3 I am writing. Adding these two, P0, adding these two, P1, adding all three, P2. So this is your code we are transmitting. For example, I have a error here. Okay, I have a error. So R will be equal to 1, 1, 0, 0 will be converted to 1, 1, 0. So what will be my E vector? E vector will be first one no error, second one no error, third one no error, fourth one error is there, right? Fifth and sixth no error. So if I add C plus E, I will be getting the R. So once R is given, we will be multiplying it with the H transpose matrix. So H transpose matrix, we will be multiplying to get okay. So if I multiply, I will be getting the S0. So when I multiply with this one to the first column, what is the one I will be getting? 0, 1 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1. So 3, 1 added 1. Next one is 1, 2 ones, 0. Next one is 1. See, if I make any mistake, please tell me. 1 plus 1, then 0. So this is the syndrome vector you will be getting. So from the syndrome vector itself, we can conclude that it is not all 0. So some error has occurred. So based on this equations, you will be getting here, this value is equal to 1, rest will be 0. Okay. So how many equations you have? You have 3 equations. How many unknowns? I want to find out what is E0, E1, E2, E3, E4, E5. So 6 unknown. You will be having 3 equations. Can we have a unique solution for this one?
No, ma'am.
No.
We cannot have a unique solutions. It means how many solutions we can have? We can have a 2 power 3 solution. 2 power 3 solutions we will be having for this a single syndrome. Single syndrome vector you will be having 2 power 3 solutions. So how to pick the error vector from this 2 power 3 solution? You
Minimum Hamming distance.
minimum. So you will be getting, so once again I am writing it, E0, please tell me this one equation, E0, E1, E3. E0, E1, E3 will be equal to 1. Next will be E1, E2, E4. E1, E2, E4 will be equal to 0. Next will be E0, E1, E2 plus E5 will be equal to 0. So for example, I am taking this equation. Okay. So 3 unknowns are there. So what I can do is I can make an assumption like, okay, E0 for example, it is equal to 0. E1 is equal to 0. So these are my assumption. Assume E0 equal to 0, E1 equal to 0. From this first equation, I can say E3 will be equal to 1. Okay. So taking the second one, E1 is there, E2, E4 we don't know. So we can make an assumption for E2. E2 let it be 0. Okay. E2 if it is 0, you will be getting E4 as 0. Okay. Next one, E0 is there, E1 we know, E2 you know, all three zeros. So E5 will be equal to 0. Right. So this is one error pattern. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. For example, here I am making an assumption 1. If I make an assumption here 1, I will be getting here 0. So like this way, I can have the different combination of the assumption. I will be getting here 2 power 3. Okay, 2 power 3, that is 8 solutions I will be getting. 8 solution I will be getting for this error pattern. So how to choose the error pattern? You know already for a binary symmetric channel, probability of error we are assuming it as less than 0.5. It means here assumption is the channel will introduce as the minimum error. Okay. So minimum error means among the set, okay, among this E vector, that is error set for this syndrome. For this syndrome, you will be having a solution E1 tilde, that is it is a vector, okay, 1 cross n, E2 tilde, E3 tilde, like this way you will be having a 2 power 3. Okay, error pattern you will be having. So from this we have to choose which error pattern has minimum number of ones. Okay, which error pattern has minimum number of ones, that error pattern we have to choose. For example, E2 tilde error pattern is having the minimum number of ones. So I am substituting this E as E2 tilde. Once this error vector is known, then what I can do is received vector added with error pattern, I will be getting the transmitted code word. So this is the method we are doing for the error correction. Is it clear?
Ma'am, what if there are more than 2 error vectors having the same Hamming distance?
Same Hamming distance. That is, if 2 error vector are having a same Hamming weight, then it will be randomly choosing one error vector.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So is this clear up to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is the logic for linear block code? Okay, for linear block code, we will be using the standard array. Standard array decoding logic we are going to use, or decoding matrix, or whatever you call you table. Decoding table you can also call logic or table. So since for a given n comma k, I know what is d minimum. Okay, from H matrix, once d minimum is known, I know what is the error it can correct. For example, it can correct t error. Okay, t error means error pattern which is having the Hamming weight t or less than t. Right. So what I will do is, first I will write all the code word. Okay, all the code word in the table of the first row. So starting with all 0, C0, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. These are the code word. Okay, so table I am creating. In the first table, I am writing all the code word. Okay. So next what I am doing is, I know it can correct t error. For example, here d minimum we can take it as 3. Okay. That is for 6, 3 we know d minimum is 3. So it means it can correct only 1 bit error. 1 bit error only it can correct. So you write here all the 1 bit pattern. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. So first this we can call it as E1. Next one is 0, 0, 0, 0. Second position error is there, E2. So similar way, third position, E3. Fourth position, E4. Fifth position, E5. Sixth position, E6. Okay, so these are the 1-bit error pattern we are having. Next one. So this first column, it is called as the coset leader. Coset leader. Okay, so what I'm doing is, first row I'm writing all the code word. Okay, 6 code word I have written for 6,3. Second one, since I know what is the t value, that is 1 bit it can correct, what are the different error pattern we can have for 1 cross 6 error size. Okay, so we will be having a only 1 bit error pattern, means error can occur at first bit, second bit or third bit, fourth bit, fifth bit, sixth bit. Based on that I have written E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6. Rest of the columns are filled by, here E1 is there, so C1 plus E1. Here it is C1 plus E2, C1 plus E3, C1 plus E4, C1 plus E6. So similar way, this next column will be added. This one added together. So C2 plus E1. Here it is C2 plus E2. Like this way, we will be filling this entire table. Okay, entire table we will be filling it. So what will be the size of your table then? How many elements will be there in the table? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 7 into 6. 7 into 6 is 42. 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
C0 will come. Okay, fine.
Right, all element. 7 cross 6, it is 42. So 2 power 3 is what? 2 power here, 1 second, 2 power n. That is 2 power 6 is what?
64.
2 power 6 is 64. So here it can correct only this received vector. So these are received vector, right? R. So when you first at the receiver side, when you find R into H transpose, you will be getting the S syndrome vector, right? To find out whether error has occurred or not. Next one, from the received vector, okay, you check here where the received vector falls. For example, the received vector is false here. That is C3 plus E3 will be my received vector R. By seeing the received vector from this table, I can conclude that C3 is the transmitted code word for the error vector. That is the error vector we are having for the syndrome will be E3. So E3 is added with the transmitted code vector, we received R. So it means C3 will be the transmitted code vector. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What about others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So here if R falls in this table, we can conclude. If R is not falling in this table means we cannot correct that code. Only we can deduct it. Okay. One more thing is, if this number of element present in the code word, that is in the table, number of element present in the table If it is equal to 2 power n, then we are calling it as perfect code. Then we are calling it as perfect code. That is all the receive from the received vector we could able to identify the correct code word. Then we are calling it as the perfect code. Clear? So here in the receiver what we have to do is you have to generate this table. If table we are storing it, from the table where R falls, from the R, from this one we can easily identify what is the code word. Instead of storing this one entire one, okay, what they are doing is you just store syndrome and error vectors. For example, syndrome, you know the size is 2 power, size is 1 cross n minus k. So how many syndrome vectors we will be having? 2 power n minus k syndrome vector. That is all 0, 1, you remove it, okay. That is, for example, here n minus k is 3. So these are the possible syndrome combination you can have. If all 0 means this is equal to code word. So no error. So error vector will be all 0. Error vector will be all 0. Here
And
you
last
find
one
out
should be 1, 1, 1.
which one, no?
Last
Sorry.
one.
Yes. So for this one, what is the error vector? For this syndrome, what is the error vector? For this syndrome, what is the error vector? Like this way you store it. E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6, why it is more 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. It is
Ma'am, it's correct only, no, ma'am.
correct only, right? Okay.
E0 to
Okay.
E7.
Yes, yes. So these are the error vectors. So once if you compute R into H transpose equal to S, right? So once S is identified, what is the corresponding error vector for it? You find out. Then R plus that error vector, if you add, you can find out your code word. So instead of storing this entire table, you can store only this one. So this is syndrome decoding. Syndrome decoding procedure. Store only S vector and E vector, corresponding error vector for it. Then it is easy for you to, instead of the table, you can do it this way. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm hearing only 3 boys. What about others? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Clear, right? Okay,
Yes,
then. Okay. So next class, we will see how to compute the probability of error. By next class, I will complete the linear block code. Then we will move on to the convolutional code. So overall pictures of linear block code, what it does and all, I have dealt with that. Then convolutional code, how they are doing, if you see, this is the basic stuff is enough for to understand what the error control coding is doing at the communication or in communication, mobile communication, any communication, if you take, where we want the particular probability of error without improving or without increasing your signal energy or bit energy. If you want to achieve that probability of error, you have to introduce the error control coding there. So error control logic, how many error it can correct, how many error it can detect, it depends only on the D minimum value. D minimum is nothing but the minimum Hamming distance. Once you know the D minimum of the given n comma k, then you can say how many error it can correct, how many error it can detect. Okay. So based on that one, we can find out how much probability of error your decoder will, that is how much error your decoder will allow and how much error it can correct. That also we will see in the next class. So if you have any doubt, you please ask me.
No doubt, ma'am.
No doubt, right? Okay, ma. Then thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.